Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's election day. I tell you, I'm thankful that it's election day because I am about tired of listening and hearing and seeing political ads. Not that I think it's going to end today. It's not. And this, no matter who wins, it's going to be some, there's going to be a whole lot of people that are upset. I don't want that. Our country doesn't need that. We talk about unification. I don't know. I don't know if that's ever going to be possible. There's a group of Americans that just want to go against whatever is widely accepted as good for everybody. There's always going to be people that want to go against that. For the first time ever in my life, I went to listen to a candidate speak last night. Two of them, actually. It was the night before the election. I don't know. I've never been to one of these things before. It lasted an hour, and I didn't know any more when I left than when I got there about the two candidates. They talked about, at least one of them talked about how inept his competitor was, but didn't take the time to tell us not only that the person he was running against was inept, but tell me how you're better. Tell me your positions. I thought it was, I guess I thought it was a missed opportunity. It was interesting, though. It was interesting. It was, small venue, 100 people maybe. It was interesting to watch and see the different people that came in the crowd. The sociology aspect of it all and the dynamics in people and the differences in all of us and the similarities. And I saw people from every walks of life there last night, myself included, and everybody seemed to, obviously everybody got along. There was no talking from the crowd. There was no questions. There was no anything like that. Maybe it's too late for that. Maybe it was just one last hurrah to fire up your base, although I wasn't all that fired up when I left. There was nothing I hadn't heard for the last 4 months, and that's not going to change my vote one way or another, but big giant sheep's head swimming around right there below me. Holy cow. All of a sudden I see something moving bright. I say white, it wasn't white, but they're that tan color. I saw something moving down there. I'm like, ooh, little sheep. But today we go do what generations and generations have fought to make sure that we have the opportunity to, and that's vote. In what we hope is going to be a fair and honest election, where it really counts the vote of the American citizen, and we get somebody to represent us that we feel like we can, at least that we feel like is working on our behalf. That's enough of that, I guess. Last night was opening night for SU basketball, and they beat Lemoyne by 4 points. Huge shout out to any Lemoyne alum or current players or coaching staff. If they're watching, you guys played a hell of a game. In all honesty, you probably should have won it. On the flip side of that, Syracuse has got a lot of talent. I watched highlights of their games. Their two exhibition games. I have a little bit of brain freeze this morning. They look good, but they were against Division II teams. Now, Lemoyne has been Division II forever, and last year, I believe, was their first year in Division I, playing in the NEC, the Northeast Conference. They gave Syracuse all they could handle last night, and in the first half, they thoroughly outclassed SU. I know Coach will get them, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face the first time, and I think they got punched in the face last night, and they came out swinging. The second half, I only watched a little bit of the late second half all the way to the end. We got two big guys in the middle, both new to us, Lampkin and Davis, that both played exceptionally well. I watched our guards take a lot of shots that they missed. We gotta hit shots. Period. It's too early to worry about that yet. It's November. The only thing you don't want to do in November, if you want to be in the mix, is lose, and we avoided that. Unlike college basketball, you don't really get style points in college. Or unlike college football, you don't really get style points in basketball when it comes to rankings. It's just wins and losses. All right, the fishing report. Well, water temp out here this morning is 49.9. It's the first time I've seen it in the 40s since this spring. And it's a sign of things to come. It's the 5th of November. Although it's supposed to be in the 70s today and tomorrow. Go figure. I've been out here since 6 this morning. The wind is laid down. It was stiff this morning in the dark out of the east. It's still out of the east. It has laid down some. You can see behind me. There's no white on it anymore. It was all white this morning in the dark. I've fished 4 different drifts. I fished 4 different drifts today, and I have not had a bite. So now 3 of the drifts have been shallower than 15 feet, so I'm not really looking on my graph much. I'm really more just watching my GPS map to see where I'm drifting. But I've came in and around the weeds here. They're either off or I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. I did start out jigging blades this morning in deeper water, 18 to 20. And threw some swim baits. I've been throwing swim baits in here almost exclusively. I've thrown a chatterbait for a while. I had a rip on that. I did have a bite on that. It didn't stick. I've had a few, tappy-tappies, perch or something messing around with the swim bait. But nothing worth noting, really, for me. Stay tuned, though. The next 3 days, I will be guiding with a friend of mine, Captain Todd Shelter. We'll be out at Oak Orchard. We're going to be out in western New York. There's a bunch of creeks, out there, and we're going to go look for big trophy brown trout. And, hopefully, I know there's not much water out there. And there's no rain in sight, so it's going to kind of be, it is what it is, but do our best. And there's always fish out there. There's always fish somewhere. It's just a matter of finding them, and some days you got to get out of, Oak Orchard is the famous one in the western New York, or one of. It's dam controlled. Supposedly they're going to start letting some water out of the Erie Canal system, so that'll give us a little bit of flow. they should be there. They usually always are. Last year we left the Oak halfway through the first day because it was so low and there was hardly any fish there. And we took off and went and fished the creeks and had 2.5 days really all to ourselves. It was fantastic. All to ourselves. I expect if we get into the creeks again, which I'm hoping we do, and I think we will. Orchard is great for anybody that's never been there. It's flat, it's short, it's wide. It's extremely easy to wade. There'll be people all over in the middle of the river. But there's a lot of people. It's a short stretch of fishable water. There's a lot of people, and it can get a little kooky. Honestly, there's so many people. You'll have guys walking right in front of you. You'll have guys casting to the fish you've been casting to for 20 minutes. Just walk right up, and it's also a time where I have to really check myself and bite my tongue, so as I don't say or do anything that I regret. I don't. It takes a lot to get under my skin, and even more to make me say or do something about it. It hasn't got to that in years, and it won't. I'm just saying that the Oak can be a little busy, and everybody's looking for the same thing. You got a chance at a 20-pound brown trout in 8 inches of water some days. And they will take flies, eggs, beads if you give them a chance. And on the converse of that, you will see an incredible amount of fish out there in 3 days with hooks all over them. Body piercings galore. So, you got to be real mindful, especially if you're trying to do it right, which I always am. I want fish to do fishy things and to bite. I got a perch out there messing around with this swim. Yeah, I want fish to do fishy things and fish for them. And I'm not a snagger. I don't lift fish, I don't line fish. And these guys don't keep anything anyways, but nonetheless, I want to do it right. I mean, I want fish to bite. I want to be an angler. I want to present my offering to them in such a way that they take it. And you'll see a ton of pictures, some great video in the next couple days. So stay tuned. And it's a little break from the everyday, which is also nice. All right, this will be my last cast. I did not see the score of the football game last night, the Chiefs-Bucks game. I watched it for a minute, but that was about it. I've been all alone out here for 2 hours, and now all of a sudden there's 3 boats right around me. I hope they don't think I'm catching fish. They're in for a sad awakening. Yeah, this has sucked. I'll be honest with you. It is a dark, dreary day out here today. No sunrise to speak of. No real color change. It just kind of got light out here. That was it. All right, everybody. I'm ending on a big fat scope because I got to get moving. A lot to do today. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one. Keep your tip up.